Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys all the delicious vegan food around Myanmar. Now, we're going to start off with breakfast. Most guest houses offer breakfast, but for Westerners, unfortunately, it only is like 1 or 2 pieces of egg if you're lucky, and a couple pieces of toast with butter and jam. Now, I don't know about you guys, but even before I was vegan, that wasn't my ideal style of breakfast in the morning to get fuel for the rest of the day. Luckily, most of the traditional breakfast food served in Myanmar happen to be accidentally vegan. So before your guest house serves you breakfast, just let them know your dietary needs and they will for sure hook you up with some delicious traditional food. A Burmese traditional breakfast will be anything from stuffed samosas to delicious savory pancakes to delicious sweet pancakes, all the way to sticky rice and beans and fried dough. And there are so many different options, also noodle soups. But depending on your guest house and whether they're cooking for you or whether they are buying food on the street for you, will depend on what kind of food that you get. But keep in mind that a lot of the food that was served for us at our guest house during breakfast, you could also get as street food. When purchasing street food, just make sure that you find out if the food is for sure vegan or not. These pancakes that this lady was making looked vegan, but when I asked if there was egg in the batter, since there were eggs right next to her, she replied yes, so we didn't purchase them. They were not the same pancakes that were served at our guest house, but you never know. Street food's available everywhere in Myanmar, but especially Yangon. Now there's going to be like 5 or 6 street food stalls within just a half of a block, so you will never ever run out of food. Lunchtime is typically going to look something a little bit like this, where the street food is in the middle and then there's chairs surrounding it. I really wish that I knew the name of all the food that I'm showing you guys. I don't, but I do know the ingredients. Now, these are deep fried tofu triangles stuffed with different toppings. Now, you have to be careful because there are some toppings that are not vegan, like shrimp, octopus paste, and also some fish sauce. The people selling the street food probably aren't going to know English. A good rule of thumb to follow is anything that has toppings or mix-ins, if you don't know what the ingredient is, don't get it. Now for my favorite street food of all time, this is freaking bomb. You guys have to get this if you come to Myanmar. It's called a samosa salad, but it's actually more of a soup. It consists of fried spring rolls, fried samosas, and falafels chopped up along with some delicious like lentil broth and potatoes and beans and some delicious vegetables to lighten it up a little bit. One thing I love about Myanmar is it is influenced by a lot of different cultures, Indian being one of them, so you will see a lot of Indian inspired or Indian type meals. But no joke, you guys, this was seriously our favorite meal while in Myanmar, and we would get it maybe a couple times a day. Another one of our favorite meals was noodles. Now, these noodles are the same thing as the tofu squares. You pick different toppings and they mix it in, and voila, you have delicious noodles. And they are really, really good and they're really, really greasy. Now, if you are a person that likes things on the lighter side, Myanmar has really good salads. Now, I'm not a salad person, but the flavor that they pack in the salads is insane. This right here is a corn and steamed peanut tea leaf salad. The fermented tea leaf paste is 100% vegan, and so is everything else except for sometimes they like to put some little dried fish on top, and sometimes they will also put some fish sauce. Luckily, those 2 ingredients come separately, and all you have to do is point to those ingredients and signal a no. Salads like this are found all over Myanmar. They're really, really good, and it's a quick way to grab a bite to eat and not feel too heavy, and it's also really good for those really, really hot days. Burmese people love their snacks, and for that reason, there are snack stalls everywhere. This is a very popular snack in Myanmar. It is sour plums, and they are served with salt and a little bit of sugar. They'll be found with other street food like steamed peanuts, roasted peanuts, potatoes, watermelon. You do have to watch out for these little worms. Since a lot of fruits and vegetables in Myanmar are organic, you have to watch out for these little guys, and if you guys think this is super gross, you don't even want to see what kind of stuff there is in fish. Here's another street stall selling potatoes, peanuts, and corn. The cheapest corn in Myanmar we got was 7 cents a cob, and the noodles typically range from like 60 to 70 cents, and same thing with the salads. Now, if you eat in restaurants, it's a little bit more expensive, and the more touristy you look, the more they will charge you for your food. One of our favorite snacks that you can find absolutely anywhere are steamed potatoes, and they had these purple Japanese sweet potatoes. It was $1 for only 2 kilos. In Myanmar, there's no avoiding oil, and I'm pretty sure some of the oil that they even used wasn't even technically edible oil. But the more oil, the better the food. The girl that worked at our guest house in Yangon was so nice. One day she randomly came upstairs and brought us these delicious fried goodies from the street stall right below the guest house. And they're 100% vegan. Burmese people call this Burmese version of tempura, which is made with rice flour and garbanzo bean flour, and they are super duper delicious. Just like the pancakes you guys saw earlier, you guys can get those all around town. They sell them all hours of the day. Sticky rice and beans are also sold almost throughout the day, maybe until 1 or 2, or until the vendor runs out. This is the closest thing you're going to find to donuts in Myanmar. It's fried dough and it's really, really good. Now, you'll see a lot of people carrying like bags of 10 of these. It's because it's eaten in the morning, accompanied by tea, coffee, or beans. I know it sounds weird, but it tastes really, really good. And they're dirt cheap. About 10 of them will cost you about $1. Dessert isn't like a decadent indulgence like it is in the United States. In Myanmar, it's completely different. They are sweet, but they're also very, very light desserts, so they can be eaten all throughout the day, every day of the week. This was my favorite dessert. It is tapioca pearls with coconut, and it is like seriously the best thing. I was addicted. I would say about 95% of the desserts in Burma are vegan, but sometimes they do use butter, milk, and eggs. It's really rare, but it isn't uncommon. If you're vegan and you still have a hard time finding food and you're kind of a picky eater, the last resort is fruit. There is an abundance of fruit all over Myanmar, every street corner, from grapes to jackfruit to oranges and apples, and everything you want they have, and it's very, very affordable on every street corner. And if worse comes to worse, convenience stores located around Myanmar have a lot of potato chips and little chippies and snacks. Some of them come with ingredients listed on the back that are also in English. Hope you guys found this video useful. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, give it a thumbs down. And don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below on what your favorite street food is and what country it's from.